So now it's time to really look into this garage here. When I first had you draw this, I had you drop it down, I think 2 feet below grade. And that would have been if your property is relatively flat. This piece of property tapers down towards the street there. So I need to drop this garage down even further, and I want to flatten out a space in front of that. If I look at the elevation view looking at the garage here, you can see who wants to pull a car in on a crooked space like that. So we need to kind of flatten this out. So I'm going to take wherever the topography kind of hits the wall here, we're going to figure out what that elevation is. And then we'll look at flattening that space out by editing and adding some new points in your topography. So I'm going to begin by going to my floor plan, and I'm going to put a section view out here so I can see exactly what's going on. So under view, we'll go to section, and I'm just going to cut like kind of right in front of my garage door here. And then we'll go to this section, and you can see how it cut along the topography here, and we'll get an idea of where do we want to change, or what do we want to flatten out along here. And I don't want to build it up too much that we're going to end up with water building against there. So I'm going to get somewhere close to this spot here. So we'll take a measurement here, and we'll kind of see. Let's see, we're going to have to do that with probably a detail line most likely. So from here down, we're looking at about 3 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna we'll make some edits there, and that's based off of, we got to look at what this actual height is off of here. So it's 5 feet off of level 1, so 3016 for my plan is where I kind of want to flatten out my parking pad. So again, I'm looking at that dimension. I'm in a detail line. I'm about 5 feet down from level 1, so we're going to make some changes there. So 3016 for me. You'll have to do some math on that to figure out where you're going to be. So I'm going to go to 3D here. I am going to hide this plan because it's going to just be messy right now. You might need it as we put setbacks and things later, so don't delete it at this point. I'm going to turn off, let's see, if we go to wireframe, that might look a little bit easier when we go to edit some points here. I'm going to go to edit my surface. Now I want to have this area here at 3016. I have some points here that I already clicked in, so I'm going to go to my site plan here and take a look at what I've already clicked in there. Now again, I'm going to get out of this actually, and I'm going to hide this in this plan as well. I'm going to hide that element, and then we'll go back to editing our topo surface. So this one here, I'm going to have to change that one or delete it. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this point and this point here, so I don't have anything else interfering with my 3016. Or you could edit them, but this makes it a little bit simpler just to clean that out. So I'll go back to place point, and I'm going to put in my 301 feet 6 inches. And then out here in the front of the garage here, I'm going to flatten this little parking pad out, and we'll see how that works out for us. So we'll hit the check mark there, take a look at our new kind of grading that's out there, and we'll put on some shaded, I guess, so we can see that. But you can see it's flat now in front. If I go to that section view I placed in there, you can see it's flattened out, so the water will run away from the home at that point. And now I've got to drop this garage floor down to here. Now, there's two different ways you can do this. We have this set up that the garage is currently got a base offset, which we can continue to do, or you could create a new level for your garage. We want that level to be 2 inches above grade here. So we're looking at, we don't want the garage flush where water's going to run in. There's a little bump if you look at the edge of your garage door. We want our garage, for me, it's going to be 301 feet and 8 inches is where this is going to be. So when we look at, we'll have to do a little bit of math there on where we're going to bring this thing down to. I can go back to annotate and go to detail line. Those are helpful, and just to kind of see where you are. I am another 3 feet down because I was 2 feet down. So I'm going to be down 4 foot 10 inches for this wall. So I'll go to 3D to kind of visualize that a little bit better. And of course these things are going to have to move as well. Now, my garage door, that's where that wants to be. So if I put this in, sill height, -4 foot 10 inches. See what that looks like. So that's 2 inches above grade. That's perfect. We do want to see some concrete block above grade. We talked about that before, at least 8 inches of concrete block above grade. So let's take a look at that in that section view where we can bring that down to. So right now, again, using a detail line, we have that 3 foot. Yours will be different. Excuse me. I'm going to bring this down. So I have 1 block or 8 inches. I can bring that down 2'4" from that. It's already down 2 feet, so I'm going to bring it down 4'4". I know that's a lot to think about. So we're looking at this here. This has a top offset of -2.2. We're going to give it a -4 foot 4 inch top offset so that we get just 8 inches of block sitting above there. And you can do that with the rest of your garage walls. If you want to hold, is it control down, you can grab multiples there and work your way around. So -4 foot 4 inches for mine. Again, you're going to have to tweak some things as you move around your house here. You can bring this one down. Now this one you're going to have to play around with. For me, I don't know that I can bring that down quite as low because it's kind of moving up over here. So we may have to step that foundation slightly. -4 foot 4 inches. All right, and this is already stepped because I think I split this in a previous video. So I will drop this one down, let's say -3.8 or something like that. So I'm coming up like 1 block course or something. And that would mean I have to split this too. So let's see if we can bring it down to the same level without any problems with insects and moisture. Let's see if we can get that down to the right height. That is pretty tight over here. So I'm going to say this entire wall is going to move up another 8 inches. So we will drop this down to 3.8. So 1 more course of block. 3.8. There we go. And we'll do the same on this one. -3 foot 8 inches. And we'll hit apply. And now we have to bring these walls down. So this one here now is going to sit on top of that wall. So this needs the same base offset as you just put in as the top offset on the previous wall. So just kind of working away around, fixing these, making sure they all look good. And bring down this one as well. It did not like I typed in double foot one there. All right. -4 foot 4 inches. All right, so that looks pretty good now for my garage. Now, the other issue is I had you only make your garage walls like 4 feet below the level, but we're already down here, so we are not deep enough for our garage foundation. So that's another thing that will have to be tweaked. If you look underneath, these foundation walls just sit underneath of that level. So you're going to have to take, whatever the lowest point is, which is this back corner, and you're going to have to drop those down a little bit further. So again, I'll go to another section view here. We're going to have a bunch of them we're going to put in throughout the process here. So I'll go to view and then go to a section view, and I'll drop a little section view in right here and take a look at where we are height-wise. So now I'm into section 5, and you can name these if you want. And I'll go to annotate detail line just to see like where is grade. It's at 6'4". In Pennsylvania you have to be 32 inches below grade, or like 3 feet. So I'm gonna go with 9 feet below level 1 for this wall. So if I click on this and look at its base offset, I'm adding 3 feet to that, so -9 feet. And let's see what that looks like. Now we're below grade there. That looks good. So I'll go to 3D now and take a look at pushing all those walls down to that same level. So I'll grab this one, make this the -9 feet as well. Notice the footer moves with it, but you'll have to make all of these sections, and we should be able to grab all of them with control. Let's see if we can move them. I must have grabbed an extra element there, so I'll just go back and set them all to -9 feet. And that's probably going to take you a little bit to get all these things set up. But again, we have this nice parking pad. The next thing we're going to do is a building pad through on our garage floor. So if I go to my level 1 plan and I drop in, yet again, another section view to cut right through my garage door, this is going to be needed so we can get our building pad to the right height. So if I look now, you can see my garage doors here. You can see I flatten out this space where we're going to park on the outside. And if I want to expand this view, I can grab this little dot here. But inside, we're going to have to build this up with that building pad. And again, that building pad's going to be 2 inches above grade, so we're going to have to play around with that when we get that in here. So we know that grade where we flattened it out for me was 3016, so I need to go 3018 for my building pad that fits inside here. That'll be our next video where we pick that up.